Okay, so in consulting, I think you guys might know about the major firms that appear on campus, right? It'll be slightly college dependent. So uh, yeah, I mean, I advise you to check up with your alums on who comes to which campus. For Ahmedabad, I'm pretty sure, right? So your McKinsey, BCG, Bain, AT Kearney, Strategy, and uh, I mean, name it, they usually appear, right? So that's the case with Ahmedabad. Coming to the job, yeah, consulting is very varied in the sense that every project is very different. But broadly, two, three kinds of projects that I can talk about are firstly, strategy project, which is supposed to be, I think, what the likes of McKinsey and all were known for at once upon a time, right? That you do a short 4 week, 6 week, 8 week piece with a company, help them build a strategy on something, and that's it, right? The final output is a strategy which is on a PowerPoint presentation or on few Excels, which you then pass on to the top leadership. That why don't you action it out yourself, right? We will not. We don't help you with that. That is the first kind of project. Second kind of project is due diligence. So, like I mentioned, private equity firms, when they look to, let's say, invest in a particular company, right? Let's say you're investing in steel. So you want to get a view on how the steel business is, etc., right? So you will get a bunch of diligence done, right? So one is a legal diligence for which they'll hire lawyers. One is a financial diligence for which they'll ask a financial diligence team from all these big four companies have one, right? So they'll look into the books and see if all the numbers add up. And then is something called a commercial diligence, right? Where the consultants step in, where like your management consultants step in, where the purpose of that is typically to answer these questions, right? That how is this sector growing? Uh, what are the right segments to be in? Is this company in the right segments? How is the brand perceived? Is this a good bet? So essentially, all the investment rationale, right? This is what you get to build, and you might have to do some financial modeling also at times, right? But it's a short 2 to 3 week piece, long hours, lots of pressure, and uh, yeah, but it's very end to end, right? You already have like a set of five questions that you have to answer, and your efforts will be very focused on answering five questions. So that's the second kind of project. Third kind of project is okay. Now I think we're getting into longer term transformations as the next kind of project, within which there can be two buckets, right? One is a cost reduction piece, right? So where essentially, let's say, cement company wants to reduce cost. So I will look at their cost structure, right? What are the major cost heads for a cement company? Let's say it's procurement of raw materials, right? Then how? So am I buying at the right prices, right? Next is I look at my plant. Is my plant energy efficient or not? If not, I will put the right practices to ensure that there is less wastage. I can It's more energy efficient. It's more efficient in terms of raw material, right? तो वो सब मैं देखूंगा. Next bit is my transportation. Can I do something to reduce am I with the right transporters? Why are they giving me a high per ton per kilometer cost? I will diagnose that issue and then figure it out, right? So these are 3-4. Warehousing cost could be another. ऐसे in fact employee cost could be a major head. तो ऐसे करके I will look at like 3-4 cost heads, right? And then what I will do is essentially I will create opportunities. If I have committed that I will save $100 million for you, I will create a funnel of cost saving opportunities of $200 million, right? And I will try to explore those, and over the course, my funnel will shorten, right? I will explore the opportunities, go ahead, negotiate. It may work, it may not work. ऐसे करते करते during the course of the engagement, which could be long, like 6 months, 8 months, 1 year, I will try to reduce the cost for you, right? Last one, I think, which is the most interesting, and I was on this for like 7 months now. It's a sales acceleration piece, right? And I'm doing a sales acceleration for a cement client. So what that means is that we have to increase their sale. Now you have all the liberty to do whatever you want, right? Any kind of intervention possible, right? Which could mean I could see that my manpower placement is I don't have sufficient people in the right markets, right? I could therefore effect change in hiring policies. I don't have the right incentives for my frontline sales. I can make changes on that. I'm not my sales pitch of my sales office is not correct. right? They're not advertising the right benefits. I can effect changes in that. I have to train the front line for that. They're not digitally well equipped. They don't have an application. I can create an asset for that, right? They don't plan their sales well. I will help them with that. Their pricing is not correct. I will help them with that. Their branding is not correct. I will help create a strategy for that. You do whatever it takes, right? And that also means that, so I will tell you a little bit about my experience, right? So essentially, we were serving a cement plant which is based in East and Southern India. So our team comprised of an engagement manager plus 5 people below him, right? And what we did was essentially we were anchoring 1 or 2 states each. So I was handed over Bihar and Jharkhand. Now I used to spend most of my time in Patna. And my job was essentially to visit the markets, meet with the team, understand the market, where are we failing, what is going wrong, right? And I had absolute luxury of talking to the zonal head and saying, yeah, these are the things going wrong. Why don't you make changes here? He says, this is out of my power. I have the absolute luxury to go talk to the CEO, CMO. KR, this is beyond his power. Why don't you make these changes? And I have to build my case, of course, give him sufficient data, take his views and all that, and have to effect change, right? And to me, it's like it's a really fantastic opportunity, because unlike the first 2 things that I spoke about, here you also get an opportunity to see the outcome of what you deliver, right? पहले 2 में तो ये था कि आप एक PowerPoint presentation बनाते हो 4 हफ्ते के बाद and you give that away, right? Now the company chooses to act on that, doesn't choose to act on that, you don't know. Or you could build a perfectly sound strategy, they could fail in executing it. Or you could build a strategy which is so far removed from reality that when they go to execute it falls through, right? So this is more, I felt like really satisfying, right? Yeah. And the kind of power that you have, right? In the sense that intellectual power, that you can identify problems at the grassroots level and escalate it to whatever level, right? So that way, pretty interesting. And yeah, you'll have to convince people who are who have higher experience than your own age, right? So that this makes you like, you have to be really sharp in what you say and so on, right? So it's a fantastic experience. Yeah, so that's broadly how what consulting is.